And we're trying to answer all of these questions
In this video.
Jesus Christ.
Are you ready, baby?
Ready.
So we made it to Singapore.
Which is where our journey is beginning from, I guess.
We're in Singapore!
And we thought we'd make a little video about how we planned it all.
All right, so the first big question is, why did we even plan this trip?
I think, well, the biggest thing for us was we wanted to spend more time together. We were both working full-time jobs, 9 to 5, and I think a lot of people can relate to it when you get home at an evening and you don't have much time together, and then you're trying to cram like everything into the weekends, and it wasn't enough for us.
So we thought about going part-time or look for other like income sources, like building out a camper van and renting it out or whatever. And then, I don't know, at the same time we went out riding a lot on Old Tilly and camping a lot. And we discovered that that is actually where we're the most happy, and that's just our element and our thing that we love to do. From there on, we started also watching all those YouTube channels, of course, of motorcycle camping, basically.
We got a bit obsessed.
We got very obsessed with it. And at some point in time, I just looked at Maddi and was like, what do you want to do?
And I was like, that. I want to do that.
And that is a trip around the world. And from there on, we had a lot of like talks about like, what are we even expecting from this trip for us, and we totally agreed on that we're wanting to travel slowly and not rush through countries, really get to know a country, get to know the people, especially get to know the food, I think.
Yeah, food's a big thing for us. We're a couple of foodies, I think.
So we're trying to set our expectations and try to align our expectations that we have from this trip, but also asking the big question that is in the room, which is, what is it going to do to us as a couple? We're definitely very aware of what people say.
That's saying that travel will either make or break a couple. So I think we're hoping it'll make us.
But we are very, very confident because we did a lot of camping trips. We had a lot of like situations where it really was critical, and we always managed to come out stronger as a couple, and that's why we never hesitated. We never had any doubts about this travel. We always were very confident that we do want this trip and that we will come out as a much stronger couple.
I think
at the end.
Yeah.
Maddi's just gone to film the monkeys.
Hello.
Yep. And from there on, the exciting stuff began. We printed a huge world map and put it on our wall to start mapping out locations that were of interest to us. We had saved these locations for quite a while now in Kalimoto, our navigation app. Whenever we heard or read something interesting, we would mark it in the app.
We also knew that we wanted to visit specific countries like Germany to visit Ollie's family and friends, so we marked this on the map as well. Other countries had access restrictions, like Myanmar at the time. They didn't allow any land border crossings due to inner political problems. Another example of this was Vietnam, who didn't allow foreign bikes in the country without a lot of red tape. The Horizon Unlimited forums and a lot of Facebook groups helped us to broaden our knowledge. With all our research, we got a really good feeling of all the countries around the world, which influenced our planning.
Difficult weather conditions like winter or rainy season also played a role. We tried to find out the best times to visit a country and mapped it out on a big list.
Last but not least, we put the worldwide Skate Aid locations on a map, which is a charity that we are supporting. We plan on visiting their locations during our journey. After all of that and collecting about 200 points of interest all over the world, it seemed like we had a rough idea on where to go and we decided to wing the rest. When it comes to accommodation, since we love camping, we decided we'll try and camp most of the time. That's if the circumstances allow it. We aim for about 70% of camping for our whole trip because hopefully it will save us a lot of money.
There are countries where either the accommodation is very cheap, like most Asian countries, or it is not recommended to camp for a variety of reasons, like personal safety, wild animals or insects. Our research showed, for example, that camping in Asia can be difficult, since there are almost no campsites and the insects can become a pest. We read a few articles saying that travelers experienced ants eating through the floor of their tent.
That definitely made our decision for Asia, but as soon as we can, we'll return to camping because we just love being outside.
What are you doing, babe?
Drinking a Bahama Mama.
Drinking a Bahama Mama? And what else are you doing?
Planning our financial planning.
Planning the financial plan. So you're planning the plan.
I'm planning the plan.
Planning to make a plan. I'm not gonna go far with that. The part that influenced us the most was the financial planning. How do you even calculate a trip around the world? What are the major factors that play a role? And how much will it all cost?
We again did a lot of research and learnt from previous travellers and how they approached it. We found a financial planner on the website of the Round the World Travellers 2 Up and Overloaded, which we decided to use.
Maddi loves Excel and went absolutely mad with it. We started filling out everything and adjusted the sheet to our needs. We could calculate our rough fuel, food, accommodation, estimated maintenance, insurances and other fees and charges. We kept our daily kilometers quite low as we plan to travel slow, and sometimes we won't be traveling at all. The sheet helped us calculate the whole trip, and the beauty was it gave us a saving goal that we had to reach before we could go. It suddenly turned out to be more realistic than we thought.
It really forced us to make decisions, like how much do we want to spend on what, and what is important to us when it comes to spending money. We decided that we want to be financially free for at least 1 year, and then we'll figure it out from there. Perhaps we can generate some money while travelling on the road, or stop to work before we continue on our journey. And finally, after all of that, we set a starting date, and I think looking back, that was the most important thing to do, was set a date and stick to it. And I think there could have been so many opportunities that I guess could have delayed it or postponed it for us, but we always made the commitment that we're not moving the date, and we didn't, and we're here
That was
now.
the best decision ever. And from there on we started planning backwards, and we set ourselves deadlines. Deadline for finalizing the gear, finalizing the bike and the technical stuff, the insurances, the shipping, which is pretty funny because shipping got postponed and we could finalize it actually just 2 weeks before the departure. Finalizing the rough route, the visas, breaking the lease, quitting our jobs.
That was the most exciting thing.
That was, yeah, I think definitely the most exciting thing.
That's when it felt really real.
Yeah, looking back, it was definitely more stressful than we expected.
Yeah,
and
we underestimated the time that you need to prepare to quit everything, sell everything, and I guess move overseas. So
yeah.
From there, I think, well, we had a lot of planning sessions.
With a lot of wine and cocktails and
Yeah, sometimes too much. Yeah, baby, go. Oh, that is stunning. Yeah. Is this it?
I don't think that's it. That's like...
We did plan like a bit, but we also didn't want to plan absolutely everything.
We took breaks from planning. Yeah.
We didn't want to destroy like the fun and the adventure.
And the anticipation looking forward to us, to the adventure.
Yeah.
From there on, we just worked off our to-do lists. We have a shared Google to-do list where we just, whenever we thought of anything, we just added it up there.
It got ridiculously long.
Yeah. We reprioritized
a lot.
Every week we reprioritized because it's getting closer and closer to the departure date. And we keep adding things that we didn't think of. That shared list actually helped us a lot to stay focused and to reprioritize. Thanks for watching the first part of our planning video. In part 2, we will talk in more detail about visas, shipping, medical and emergency preparation.
See you next time. And finally, after all of that, we set a date, and I think there is a monkey.
I just saw it. I was hoping you would ignore it. It's okay, come on. He got a banana, it's fine. He actually has a banana. That's funny.
Sorry.
Oh my God.